For over 20 years, Dan Wilcox has hosted the Third Thursday Poetry Night, welcoming poets and writers from all over the region and beyond. This open mic with a featured reader series has seen hundreds of poets take the stage and share their work with a vibrant audience of artists, writers, and creators, young and old. Whether it's your first time reading poetry in public or you have been around the local literary community for years, the Third Thursday Poetry Night always feels like home. Last August, poet Judith Kerman was the featured reader. As host Dan Wilcox noted on his blog, quote, she began and continued with poems that pretend to be or are definitions from her book, Definitions. Her first example was Diaspora in 9 small parts, images, obliquely historically responding to the dictionary definition. She continued with the philosophical algorithm and Canned Soup, a prose poem and meditation on soup. She wrapped up her set with Scoliosis, Why I Never Married, and one final definition poem, Israel, 10 Tiny Parts.
Evening, everybody. Evening. Yeah, definitions. It ended up being a book. It started out being an idea about poems that pretend to be definitions. And I got the idea from some people at the International Conference on the Fantastic and the Arts. And definition poems, the format is that it pretends to be a dictionary definition. And so there are parts of the definition that are numbered. And the part of speech is actually at the top. And this book, which is all definitions, and in alphabetical order, and then in reverse alphabetical order. So it's a palindrome. Everything in here is a definition. But originally there were 9 of them in this book. And then a publisher that I knew liked the form and said, why don't you do a whole book of them? And he published this one. So this is diaspora. It is a noun, and it is in 9 parts. 1, a woman with a kerchief over her hair sits on a suitcase somewhere, going somewhere else. 2, distance, the idea of homecoming. Were we taken, or did we go? 3, the smells of cooking hover in the stairwells. The roof leaks. 4, suburbia. 5, in each generation, scattered like dandelion fluff, the tiny parachute that takes the seed to a place where it might root. The dandelion has a deep taproot. It does not want to move again. 6, when we visit the old country, we carry phrase books and maps of the sacred places. 7, in the book Nomadic Furniture, everything folds up or is disposable. Armchairs made of corrugated cardboard, air mattresses. 8, mitzvah mobiles, backpacks, valises, tents, the movable sanctuary, the ark with its carrying poles. 9, don't buy too many books.
Too late.
I think this is pertinent. I don't very often read it, but it seems to me relevant to what's going on today. And it's called Algorithm, and it has an epigraph. We now know that there are no limits. Daniel Landis. Everything is permitted, even the end. Children starving while the smell of sauerbraten blows over barbed wire fences. We like living well. Sensible burgers asleep under a feathered tick. So we plan ahead. We have a computer model of the end. We keep it on a shelf between the Bible and Das Kapital. The end is a recipe for potato soup, 1 rotten spud to the gallon. It glows in the dark like the plastic keychain charm of a skull I had when I was 12. The purpose of the revolution is sleeping through the night. I promise I will never leave you alone, shivering in the roar of furnaces. This is, I guess, a prose poem. It's called Canned Soup. Heavy, with hard edges. If it falls on your foot, the bruise will be sharp and straight. Warhol made an icon of Campbell's tomato soup, but my childhood soup was roquefort, mushroom barley, and Campbell's, though not tomato, chicken noodle and cream of mushroom. None of the healthy soups they sell these days tastes right. Soup is easy to make, even for me. Even though I go years without making it from scratch, I know that I can. Why was the invention of canned soup such a great step forward? Perhaps the hope of avoiding botulism? Now they tell us the BPA can liners are toxic. A party soup I used to make involved a box of Lipton's chicken noodle with a beaten egg stirred in. You could take it to the potluck in a paper bag and make it up fresh, or whatever equivalent of fresh it might be. I remember a recipe made from canned soups put together, tomato bisque, potato, plus a can of beer. I brought it to a Quaker potluck and scandalized the teetotalers among them. I have always wanted to sing the Heavenly Banquet in Friends meeting. The hermit sang, "I would like a great lake of beer for the King of Kings." The guy who invented canned soup got a medal from Napoleon. This is new. It's called scoliosis. Nothing living is straight. My legs akimbo like the frame of a lute, although that curve is intentional. It holds music, silent until touched. The shame of not being straight, but straight is like arithmetic, a thing of the intellect. I'm so good at that, analysis, anal, and uncomfortable pun. The shame of being crooked, let's call it what it is. Scoliosis, the torn tendon, the kneecap 4 inches too high, sticking up through the skin. I never knew kneecaps are lumpy. Once I was vain of my legs, my trim ankles, but also my thighs, back when I was not fat, but I did not know that. I remember one of my hips was higher than the other, even then. Why I never married. In the fantasy, I stand at the kitchen sink, look out the window at a field golden in late afternoon sun where ponies graze. Their manes flow like waterfalls and they nuzzle each other. Someone is in my house, sleeping or studying, but it isn't my house, it's our house. At night, we stand on the patio looking up at the stars. It's dark enough to see the stars, even the Milky Way, and Orion in winter, when our breaths make mist before our faces. But that's a fantasy. And children, too, a dream carried from childhood. I never knew how to speak to someone, to meet eyes across a room and know who he is. Loneliness, the stone at the bottom of my throat.
Wow.
I think I want to give you one more from Olive Broken, but it's also a definition, and it is unfortunately very pertinent to now. So this is a 10-part definition, and the poem is Israel, and it's a noun. 1. The national name of the Hebrew people. See also Jew, Israelite. 2. Dreaming. 3. Jacob, after he dreamed. 4. An infected cut that pulls when I stretch, throbs at rest. 5. A settler state. 6. Where we will be safe if all else fails. 7. What I wrestle with. 8. Love and fear meeting on a desert road and making peace. 9. The land belongs to no 1. We walk on it and draw lines. Mine, we declare in that toddler voice. 10. Blood ties and blood.